Hey guys, and welcome back to the Rue Podcast Network. This is the Gradient Show. Today we have not got Rue, we have got Henry.
It's me again.
As the other half.
Sorry,
today.
guys.
Why are you sorry?
There's a put up with me this week, unfortunately.
Yeah, to be fair, I mean, you should be saying sorry to me, mate. I've got to put up with you for like 4 podcasts.
You came and sat next to me. You chose to have me on this. You could have.
Well, no, you offered to come on, and I was desperate. That's all I had left.
When we first met, we were in the lecture. I was sat in the lecture with my other mate, and he just comes and starts talking to me like randomly out of nowhere.
I'm a very sociable person.
You are, yeah, I can tell. I wish you weren't sometimes. But.
Hey. Well, you wouldn't be here right now if it wasn't for that.
No, sometimes you can talk to me, but sometimes leave me alone.
When I'm insulting you, you don't like it, do you?
Hmm?
When I'm insulting you, you don't like it?
No.
Fair enough.
No,
but
well, no, I can take it. Don't worry.
you can take it.
Just I need some aftercare. Yeah.
Like the Transformers cogs were taken in Transformers 1.
Yes. Into my veins.
Yeah.
Love it.
What do you think of it?
Oh, great film. I was surprised. I didn't think I'd enjoy it, but I did.
Yeah, because the critics aren't huge fans.
Oh, screw the critics. Who cares?
Yeah.
Did you have a good time watching it? Yes. Was
Yes.
it fun? Yes. Cool.
Yes.
Nice.
Is it for everyone? Absolutely not.
No.
it's absolutely not for everyone. But
It's growing on me, but the art style I'm not a big fan of. If I'm
you didn't like
honest.
the art style?
But I didn't grow up watching the TV show. I grew up with the Bay films.
Okay.
So I want like big, bulky, like realistic car parts. Like that's what I want. I want the cars to look like actual cars rather than space cars.
Oh, really?
Because that's what appeals to me.
Okay.
But
Why is that?
that's what I grew up with, and it seems cooler, not as pop arty. Like I like cool.
You like the cool stuff.
stuff,
You
yeah.
edgy.
I'm
You
that
really
guy.
edgy.
I'm
Yeah,
really
you're that
edgy,
guy.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
you
yeah.
sit in the corner, shades on.
I've literally done that.
I
in
know.
the
That's what I'm
studio.
saying.
Yeah, no, I didn't think the art style was that. But the thing is, it's growing on me. The more I watched it again the other day, and it is growing on me. It's not bad. It's just not for me, I don't think personally. But again, it's growing on me. So maybe it will be eventually. But
One of the critics has been that it was a bit too brutal.
what?
Yeah.
No, it's robots. Who cares?
Yeah, I mean, Robot did get ripped in half.
It's a robot. Who cares?
Yeah, fair. Yeah,
It's nowhere near as bad as the Bay films, and no one ever commented on their brutality.
because I think it's because they're more humanoid, aren't they?
Only because there's more. It's more because it's only robots and no humans. It's more they're more human-like,
Yeah.
I guess. But yeah, no, I don't see it. Not for me.
What do you think of the plot then? Obviously, you come into this world where there's Transformers without cogs. You can't transform, and you know there's only one Prime left, or fake Prime, as we find out. Spoilers ahead, by the way. I didn't mention. Probably should have said that. And what's his name? How do I sound?
Sentinel Prime.
Yeah. The Sentinel Prime. I'm saying, what's Optimus Primus?
Oh,
This is-
Orion Pax.
Orion Pax and M or B
No, B. B97 is Bumblebee.
Bumblebee.
Mega-
D16.
D16. That's it.
Megatron.
It's a story that I've heard before. If you watched, do you know the TV show where it's them on Earth and it's Optimus, Bumblebee, RC, the Wrecker, the big green guy? You know the show that I'm talking about. I forget. I think it's like Transformers Prime or something like that. It's one of the shows that we grew up with. You would have
You probably would have seen it. Yeah.
Yeah. It got told in that, and obviously it's in the comic books.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they covered it in the Bay films, but it's a well-known story of how they met and where it all came from. So it's just a retelling.
Yeah.
But they didn't deviate too far from the story, and just gave it a new art style. But that's fine. It's a good story that I haven't heard. That hasn't been given like its own like. This is telling this story before.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good story to tell. They didn't like try and mess around with it or like add bits that weren't necessary. It's a very simple story, but
It's a very simple story. Yeah.
It makes sense. The way that neither of them were ever really that angry. They were progressive, but they weren't angry. And then obviously they got shown this thing that could anger them or could make them be better. And you saw how Megatron turned.
The difference between Orion Pax and D16 is how they took the news.
Yeah, exactly. And you never really get to see, because they'd never really been in a situation where they were betrayed before. Orion didn't know that's how he handled it. So you start off as these people are the same, and you can see them split off and handle things differently.
One's very angry. One wants just
to better his
better the Autobots.
the people.
Yeah,
the people.
What do you think of Chris Hemsworth's voice? Was it Chris Hemsworth or Liam Hemsworth? I can't remember.
Chris,
which one
it was
Chris, yeah.
Yeah, no, I liked it, especially towards the end where he had gotten his Prime hood.
I am Optimus Prime.
He starts to sound a bit like Peter Cullen.
Yeah,
he starts to put on a Peter Cullen voice, and I liked it. I thought it wasn't like a cheap imitation. Like I thought it was genuinely,
because he's supposed to be a younger, fresh version of
but
him.
you could hear that voice becoming Peter Cullen over time.
I'm interested because I thought it might have been an editing trick that they did to make him sound more like.
I didn't think of that. It could have been.
It could have, because definitely by the end he starts to sound a lot more like, I am Optimus Prime. That kind of
100%.
It does sound a lot more like it, especially when they do that at the end. Where it's like, and also the rollout was a bit funny, but that was a cheap joke.
It is a cheap joke, but I still thought it was well timed.
Mm.
And it's got to get some fan. You gotta have some fan service in there, so like it's kind of in there. But I'm interested to see where they go with this, because now obviously we're in the time and era where films become sagas and stuff like that. So I'm intrigued as to where this goes. Do they do another film of this ilk, like a Fall of Cybertron film, like where they see the planet disintegrating and then?
Well, what happens first is they beat the Flaxons. Is that what they're called?
Quintessence.
Sorry, Flaxons from something else. I can't remember. That's for a
DC,
different.
I think.
I don't know. The Quintessence. Yeah, I think they should do a movie like that, because obviously you do have to say Megatron and Optimus have to come together to defeat them, surely.
And then
there'll be another split.
apart.
Yeah.
Well, we've seen Quintessa. We've seen Quintessa before.
Have we?
In the Bay films, it was one of the last ones. It wasn't a very good film.
I didn't think they were also machines in the movie.
In the movie, she was a machine. She was a weird machine, but she was a machine. And then obviously in this, they were bugs, weren't they?
Kind of bug creature things.
Were they robot bugs or were they actual bugs? I
they
think
looked a little bit like robot bugs.
Could be robot bugs.
But they could just have armor on or something.
Because in the films, it was hinted at that there is a creator who created the Quintessence and then the Transformers as well.
Yeah.
They were both created by the same person. So.
But do you think the story of the original Prime transforming into
the planet.
Primus. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, true.
But then why does the planet in all the movies and comic books is evil?
No, you're thinking of the other one.
I mean the other one,
which is technically Earth.
Oh yeah.
Because Earth is technically a transformer.
Oh my god, it gets confusing, man.
Which is
considering I'm not a big.
I don't know what that one's called.
I don't know if you guys can tell. I'm not a huge Transformers guy.
I haven't consumed as much media as you think I have. But obviously, I've watched the Bay films and I know what is out there and what people have spoken about. And I've watched videos on it and stuff.
Yeah.
So, but it's like I forget what it's called. But the Earth is a transformer. I just forget the name of the transformer. But he is in there as well. And like I think there was a fight between the two. I forget. Again, I haven't watched the original series, which is where a lot of this lore has come from. I've just watched the kind of modern stuff. But I want to see more Bay films.
Yeah.
I want this to be a film that leads into a set. Obviously, you have to do the Quintessence. You have to do Fall of Cybertron, and then I want us to go to Earth, and I want us to kind of.
But
link
will it
back
not
into
stay anime cartoon style?
Probably.
Yeah, surely it will.
Probably. But I'd like to see it interact with. You could do cool things now. Like, it's not too dissimilar from the Bumblebee style.
It's incredibly different.
It's not miles off.
One's a cartoon, one's based in real life.
Yeah, but it's animated. It's completely animated. Bumblebee is.
Yeah, it's animated. Yeah, but there's real human beings and they look different. They haven't got the faces that move.
The human beings are completely normal. Yeah, no, I get that. But the style.
Well, the Transformers look different as well, though.
A little bit, but it's not miles off.
They look completely different.
Nah.
Yes.
They look reasonably similar.
One looks realistic. One's a cartoon.
A little bit realistic, but again, it's a Transformer, so like, how realistic can you be with a fake thing?
One looks like real metal, one looks like a cartoon.
I don't know. I don't think it's that.
Let's have this debate. Come on.
I don't know. I just, especially when comparing it to the Bay films, they just
But the Bay films were hyper realistic.
exactly, and that's it. This is like realistic and then not realistic. It's like it's right next to each other, whilst hyper realistic is like off in the
Yeah.
distance. So I guess in comparison, for me, there isn't. If you were to swap one out for the other, I wouldn't be
So
that far.
you think
No, I don't
that
think.
that
I think it
art
could.
style in real life would work
There's ways of making it work. Yeah.
with the faces and everything?
Well, you look at the faces. Look at the faces in the last one, with the
Yeah,
Bumblebee
well,
style.
yeah.
It wasn't. Again, look at the movement of the faces. There wasn't much difference.
Yeah. What do you think of B?
It's funny. I
Yeah.
like the actor Michael Peel. Is it?
Yes.
I like him a lot. Again, I might have got that. I might have butchered that.
No.
Bear with me.
yeah, From Key and Peele.
Is he Peel or is he? I forget which one.
It's Peele, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. I thought he did a really good job.
Mhm.
It was funny. Again, this is supposed to be a fun film, so you provide an actor who does a fun job.
Oh no, it's Keegan Keys. Sorry.
Sorry, yeah, that's what I thought. I thought I might have
Yeah,
got it
it's
wrong.
Keegan
King Keys did a great job. Made it interesting. Like it's
I like
funny.
the blade swords.
He had fun with the blade swords, didn't he? The blade hands, the sword hands. Sorry.
But it's a good, interesting take that obviously Bumblebee was so chatty before.
And then
He then
loses
loses his voice.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that. That is clever.
That's the point. That's like the whole thing. Is like, oh, he's really chatty, and now he loses his voice box.
Yeah, eventually. So I don't know. On one hand, I want to see it like get back into like the base stuff on Earth, like doing big story. And on the other hand, I'm like, why don't we keep these separate? Why don't we do like fun stories on Cybertron with like fun guys? Like this is basic. This could have been like 5 years ago. This would have been a TV show,
Yes.
and it would have been fun.
Mhm.
But yeah, movies,
Gone for the movie.
and then we go back to the base stuff on in some.
I don't think Bay's ever coming back for Transformers, mate.
Miss him.
But it's just not going to happen, is it?
It's just not the same without him.
It's just not going to happen. It doesn't matter how much you want it.
Sad, but it is what it is. I thought again, fun film, good story, great animation.
You thought you didn't like the animation?
It's not for me. Doesn't
Yeah.
mean it's not great.
Okay.
It's great animation.
Talk to me about that. What do you mean?
It's well done. Like it's realistic. There's no glitching. There's no like. It's well done. I just
Is that not the bare minimum these days?
maybe, but still well done.
Okay, fair.
No one's got any complaints about it.
No.
I haven't got a complaint about it. My thing is just I'm not the fan of the kind of skinny.
They are
Pop
bulky,
arty.
proper robots.
I want to see
Yeah.
like proper bulky robot. Exactly. Like it's just I prefer something else. Doesn't mean it's not good. Doesn't mean I don't enjoy it.
Mhm,
but-
fair.
It's just not my favourite.
Fair enough. But let's just before we wrap up.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you think this hyper violence stuff from the media and that's coming from?
Megatron got quite angry at the end and he ripped someone's arm off and shot
Ripped
someone
someone
through
in
the
half.
chest. Ripped someone in half. But it's animated and it's robots. There's no blood.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that bad.
It's not ultra violent at all.
No. I don't understand where
Like,
they're coming from.
think about the Bay movies, for God's sake. Like,
I think it was a good movie done well. It is there's not much to talk about.
yeah,
So I think they were looking
for something.
for something. And they saw someone get ripped in half and went, that'll do.
Yeah,
Probably. It's a bit
Probably.
lazy media, actually.
it's really lazy media. I don't think they've gone into it enough.
No, agreed. Because it's not
You
that bad.
guys lazy. I mean, yeah.
There goes all of our sponsorship from every media source ever. If we ever wanted them.
Hi guys.
Sup. Yeah, no. Disagree
Is that-
completely.
Fair enough. I mean, is there anything else? I mean, it's just a decent movie, innit?
Mm.
We always want to touch on these things. There'll be some reviews where
Yeah.
it will be like this, where there's not a huge amount to talk about,
Yeah.
and there'll be
it's-
reviews like the Deadpool
But it's
Wolverine
one
one,
of
which
these-
was
one of these
could
things
go on
where
forever.
it's a solid 7.
Yeah.
It is the Diego Dallo of movies. Consistent.
How
like,
has he managed to bring it back to football?
somehow? Yeah, no, it's just consistent, like nice, fun, good time. I'll enjoy
Yeah.
going to the cinema and watching this. Yeah, very fun.
And you think this is something they can build on?
Don't take it too seriously, or take it really seriously. One or the other. Don't half-ass this. Like,
The voice acting cast is very good.
yeah, agreed. Very happy with everybody. I can't think of a single person who.
But then I've seen
like.
some critics saying that the voice acting is really shit.
No, disagree completely. Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
thought it was well done. I thought Steve Buscemi as the Starscream
Mhm.
was, and then
Very
he had his
good.
voice like kind of messed up a little
Mess
bit,
up a bit,
and then
yeah.
that sounded cool. That was funny. and then who else was in it?
But I just
Somebody
like
else
the
as well,
fact that it fleshed out a bit of the history. Like, we haven't really had a movie on Transformers that fleshes out the history like that.
No, not really. Excuse me.
No, we've had no prequels per se, but so many sequels.
It's covered a lot in the TV shows. It's not really covered that much in the movies.
Yeah, but if you're just a movie watcher, right, you know none of that stuff.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, exactly.
Like, very little.
So yeah, it does flesh out, which is cool. But I don't think it will be tied back. I think it will be its own set. Of, like,
I think it's going to be its own universe.
Yeah, I think it's going to be tied back to its own set of films, and like it's not going to be connected. But again, it's a little prequel. If you want to learn the history, it's still relevant to.
It's still relevant, yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, guys, for watching. If you enjoyed our Transformers preview, I know it's a bit short, a bit sweet, but we just need to make sure we're hitting all of these pop culture stuff.
Cool.
Check out all of our other shows on the Blue Podcast Network. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new around here. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.